Miss West here. Did you know that there are a ton of parks in our area that you can visit during this time when we're supposed to be socially distant? What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a few parks in Harnett County, and one park that is just right outside of Harnett County, really close to our district, that you and your families can actually go to and be socially distant. Remember though, you should probably wear your mask when you're around anyone else, but being outside and getting that fresh air and running and walking and playing will actually boost your morale. It'll get you some sun, some vitamin D, and you'll laugh and you'll get to explore nature a little bit. So what we're going to do for the next couple of weeks is we're going to take a look at some of these cool parks in our area, and we're going to take some virtual field trips, and we're actually going to go on some little virtual trips, and we're going to walk, and we're going to run, and we're going to sprint, and we're going to do some cool things with each of these parks and learn a little bit about what we could do at every single one of the parks in our area. Come check them out with me.
A few of the parks we're going to explore are Anderson Creek County Park, the Cape Fear Shriners County Park, the Little River Community Park in the town of Linden, right outside of Harnett County, and the Cape Fear River Trail Park, which is located right off of the Cape Fear River. All these parks will have their hours located if there is a closing time, so be sure to pay attention when the park opens and when the park closes. You don't want to be inside or on a trail when it closes. Most of the parks will have rules that you need to read and follow, and it's important that you follow these rules and adhere to the policies that they have. There are also maps located on most of their areas, so be sure to take a look at them if you're going to hike on any of their trails that are through the woods. Some parks have emergency systems where you can push and you can call for help in case something happens. Be sure to take a look at the distance on these parks and these trails, and take a look at all the cool little maps they have. When you see signs like this tells you what is not allowed in a park, so be sure to adhere to those guidelines. And when you're on the trails, make sure you pay attention to the trail markers. Some of them will be tree markers. Some of the trails are very mapped out very well, so you don't have to worry about them. There are also educational markers along the trails where you can take a look at, what is in this area? What could I do? What could I learn about? Some trails lead you to the river where you could have canoe accesses. Some of them have pavilions where you can have picnics, parties, or get out of the shade in the summertime when it's super hot. There's a lot of cool features at other parks where they have little sitting areas. There are also basketball courts that you could play on when the basketball goals are put back up. You also have swings and playground sets and playground areas that you can climb on, jump, and spin. This one has a really cool volleyball court, a sand volleyball court. Make sure you find out if they have water fountains as you're going through them, so that way you know if you need to bring water, or if they have amenities like as restrooms, so you can know how long you need to stay. Some trails that you go on will be just pine trails where it's just cleared out. Others may be as simple as a paved track that you can walk on, and you can pay attention just walking on that paved track. You also might have trails that are used with gravel, and be sure that you pay attention to the size of the gravel, or they might be a concrete track. But as you're walking on your trails, be sure that you watch your footing and that you're careful on where you step, so that way you don't roll an ankle in the middle of the woods. Can't wait for you to go on these trips with me.